Welcome to the In the Spotlight series, Her Corner Office, by Kingsley Gate Partners, a global executive search consulting firm. In this series, we bring to light the stories of opportunities, challenges, and achievements of senior women executives. Today, we are very honored to have Dr. Sally Taylor being our guest, who will share her advice with the aspiring women leaders of tomorrow. So welcome to Her Corner Office series, Dr. Sally. How are you?
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. I'm very excited to be here with you this afternoon to share some of my experiences and to have a really good conversation. So looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Sally. We are very, very excited as well having you here. So many of you already know Dr. Sally. She graduated from University of Bristol in the UK. After working at the hospital for 5 years as medical officer, Dr. Sally advanced her career to the world of pharmaceutical. And you will not believe it, she was with GSK for almost 15 years, with the most recent position as the Vice President Medical Head of Europe region. She has very diverse experience in various therapeutic areas, which include vaccines, oncology, immunology, respiratory, allergy, and dermatology. Strong international leadership spans across the UK, Europe, North America, and Canada. Dr. Sally is very well regarded for her track record in transforming, restructuring, change management, building large and high-performing teams. And you need to know, beyond work, Dr. Sally is talented in music. And in her spare time, she plays piano, she composes, and she is in a professional choir group. Wow, that is very, very impressive, Dr. Sally.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Sally, first question first. In your experience, what makes a great leader?
So I think that's a fantastic question, and I think a lot of us spend a lot of time reflecting on that. And really, leadership can present itself in, many different formats and ways. And as I share my own reflections, I really wanted to talk about leadership behaviours that I have experienced and that have influenced me over my own leadership journey and have really helped shape who I have become as a leader, and also as I continue to develop on my leadership journey. So I think, in no particular order, I think these are some of the most important qualities that for me make great leadership really outstanding. And the first really is an individual who is able to seek to understand, who actively listens and doesn't necessarily have all the answers. And most importantly, sees vulnerability as a strength and not as a weakness. Also very important as a leader to set a very clear vision and direction and provide absolutely clear role clarity and accountability to each of the individuals and the team collectively. And being very clear as a leader on expectations, on performance, and importantly, holding each individual and the team accountable for delivery on outcomes that have impact. And underpinning all of this is extremely important that as a leader, you are able to contextualize and explain the why, so that you can bring your team with you on your journey, on your vision, on your strategy, so that they clearly understand that they are aligned and, importantly, that they are bought in to where you are taking the team. Also, surrounding yourself with smart and diverse people who all have a unique quality to contribute and complement to the dynamic and the performance of the overall team. Importantly, within a culture where there is an equal share of voice for everybody that sits around the table. And this also needs to be fostered in an environment where individuals and the team feel trusted, feel valued, feel respected, empowered, and importantly, developed to enable them to do their very best work and always to do the right thing. And one of my reflections that I've shared often with my team and with individuals is, I think it is so important as an individual contributor and as a leader that you have a purpose. What is it that motivates you? What is it that inspires you? What is it that is your passion? And that purpose becomes your anchor on those days when things are a bit tough, a bit challenging, that you're able to actually hold on to, this is my purpose. This is why I get up in the morning. This is why I go to work and do the work that I do. And to be able to very clearly articulate it and link it to daily work. And for me, it's very, very simple. My purpose, my passion is about the patient and about people.
Very, very inspiring. Totally agree with you on the sense of purpose, how important that is. And thank you. It's good to hear your purpose is about your patients and your people. Thank you very much, Dr. Sally, on that. Next question. Throughout your career journey, what has been the greatest success and what has been the greatest lesson you have learned, do you think?
So without a doubt, I think success builds on my previous reflection around surrounding yourself by smart and diverse people. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to identify diverse and exceptional talent and bring them into my team and nurture their development, and watching them grow both personally and professionally, and also watching how that development contributes to the overall impact and outcome of what the team collectively is able to deliver. And then if I add on that, over the years, I've had, the privilege of leading many teams who really have focused and delivered on exceptional medical strategy work that has resulted in positive, significant positive patient outcomes and population health results. And to me, it makes me so proud that I have been part of that and helped to foster and deliver and build that in a team. And that again speaks back to my purpose around the patient and around people. And then if I move on to lessons learned, this is a great one. And I think my biggest lesson in my career has been, do not assume that what you say is what has been heard or what has necessarily been understood, and therefore what has been the subsequent outcome of that. So my advice would be, always be inquisitive, seek to understand, ask confirmatory and curious questions, and go and see for yourself what is the outcome. And importantly, as a leader, take personal accountability for all of that. And that to me is a critical success factor in being a great leader. And again, it speaks to my earlier reflection on vulnerability being a strength and enable a team to be even better.
Interesting points on see vulnerability as a strength, to not be inquisitive, seek to understand.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting viewpoints. I'm just taking notes as well, Dr. Sally. Thank you. That's a very good one.
And I think just to think, back on that vulnerability piece is so important, because we're all human at the end of the day. And as much as we'd like to think that we're all perfect, we don't always get it right. And I think we're very good, about celebrating successes and when things go very well. But it's equally important to acknowledge when something hasn't gone well, when perhaps the right decision has not been made, and what we can learn from that, and actually celebrate, having that vulnerability to speak up and talk about it, and it therefore encourage others to do the same.
Right, absolutely. In a career, we always learn about things do not necessarily go the way that we always wanted it to be. So it's always good to celebrate and also reflect. Good
Yes.
point. On a lighter note, Dr. Sally, being in a leadership role can be rather stressful. What do you usually do to unwind?
So I think this is an extremely important question. And I think the first thing to say on this, that it is extremely important that you make time for you, give yourself that permission, and do not feel guilty in doing so. Feel confident and feel empowered to prioritize what's important and what is not so important, and to appropriately say no. And for me, as you mentioned at the beginning, my big passion is music. So one of my big ways of rewinding, relaxing, re-energizing is to sit at my piano and lose myself in my music. And also to listen to music that I find really helps me unwind. And I'll give you a great example. When I put Mozart's Requiem on full blast at home, my husband knows that means signal, Sally's not had a good day today, give her space, keep away. And another thing that I love is actually exercise. You can't beat getting outside in some fresh air, going for a run, letting your mind decompress, and again, getting energy from just, getting some exercise and fresh air inside you. And the other thing I would also say that's worked for me is do something new, learn a new skill. And recently, I've started playing golf, which is a completely new thing for me. And I'm loving the challenge. It's a very frustrating sport, but I'm loving it. And also, the opportunity I'm getting in meeting new and very interesting people. I always think that's a great way of also re-energizing, is to meet people with different backgrounds and have some really different conversations. But my biggest, reflection is, make time for yourself. It's a good thing. It helps you refocus. It helps you re-energize. And importantly, it makes you more effective in your work.
Brilliant, very powerful. You make time for you. I like that.
Yes.
We hope we'll get a chance to listen to you playing piano and singing one day, Dr. Sally. One last thing now, Dr. Sally, any advice, or what would be your advice for the women leaders of tomorrow?
So I think the first thing that I would say is have self-belief and confidence in your own ability. Take feedback, ask for it, and take time to reflect on it, and ask for that feedback in the moment, not just in your mid and year-end review. It's a constant, we're constantly evolving and developing as leaders. And at any stage in our career, there is always that opportunity to be even a better me. And in sort of parallel with that, in terms of career opportunities and where your career may take you next, don't chase the title, don't chase the next promotion. Follow a path where you will have opportunity to learn and to grow in, that new role that may come to you as an opportunity, and be open-minded to having the conversation and exploring, what you could learn from that and where that could take you, catapult you next. And one thing I've said to my, direct reports over the years is, don't be afraid of taking that lateral move to get that breadth of experience, because longer term, it will serve you in sort of future roles.
Great reminders to me as well. Don't constantly chase for promotions. Enjoy each role as we're doing it like that. Thank you very much, Dr. Sally. With that, it wraps up our In the Spotlight series. And thank you very much again, Dr. Sally, for being here with us in the Spotlight series, Her Corner Office.
My absolute pleasure. And thank you for inviting me. I've enjoyed it.